Hello and welcome to your holiday weekend. We're going to look at the weather, what the weather's going to be like for this holiday weekend, go over the weather we had today, and you can see right off the bat, those are the showers and thunderstorms that wound up hitting Ocean County, New Jersey, and it's actually pretty intense. We're going to play this clip for you for a little bit here. It's inside. See the sheets of rain coming down with these thunderstorms. You can see lightning at all, but there could be lightning in there. Could have been lightning in there. You can see the sheets of rain coming down. Pretty heavy here, too. So, yeah, it's pretty intense there. Things living there. Don't see any lightning, but there was a special marine warning out for it, so we're going to actually go to the radar and show you what happened. We'll just rewind it. So around 7, there was a line, but it just didn't hit our area. You could see the line right here of thunderstorms here stretching from, this is mostly just to our south, but there was a line. I knew there'd be some thunderstorms somewhere. Almost a little bit of bowing over here with this line that came on through here. Well, it looks like it came through Toms River around 7:30, and then it was offshore by like 7:50. Now all we got is just light to occasionally moderate rain. Unfortunately, no thunderstorms for us from this. So looking at what you can see here is again that cluster. And again, that looks pretty intense offshore there. Let's see if there's actually any lightning with it in a moment. You'll see that this is all courtesy of the storm that's way up here. It actually brought snow, a lot of snow up to the parts of the Great Lakes. We won't see any of that. But definitely looks pretty impressive there. Let's see if there is any lightning with it. No, I don't see any. I see a bunch of lightning strikes, but they're way, way offshore. So today we had fog around for a good part of the day. Yesterday, obviously, we had a really rainy afternoon to the evening. It was miserable yesterday. I was stuck indoors all day because of it. You can see here, there's the front. The drier air is starting to move through now. Though it was pretty warm today, let me tell you. Pretty warm. Yeah, you won't believe what the alley got up to today. Yeah, it got up to 64 degrees in that alley. Unfreaking believable.
Oh, I hate this place!
Yeah, and it's still 55 right now. Actually, when I got home, the temperature actually went up to 56. So look at what we got going on outside right now. Temperatures, I guess it's not that far off. We got 56 at Islip. But only hit 59 there. Didn't hit 64. So we'll go ahead and we'll look at the highs for the day. See the warmth that we had today across the area. And you can see highs were close to the 60-degree mark in most areas. LaGuardia got up to 61. Central Park got up to 59. Islip got up to 59. So 59 generally speaking. But as you headed into Jersey, a little bit warmer. Yeah, it was 64 in Toms River today. So, yeah, I guess that the alley is just like being in Toms River pretty much. So, yeah, let's go over the precipitation that we've had. And first I'm going to go over the 3-hour precipitation just to show you how much rain those thunderstorms dropped. It really wasn't that much because they didn't last very long. Like I said in my other video, they were going to be brief, so less than a quarter of an inch. We'll go over the precipitation for the past, I would say, 36 hours, I guess. 36, I guess that would be 36 hours, yeah. So, for the events that we had. So, for the whole event, Islip got around 3/4 of an inch of rain. Some areas maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure if I'm buying that 1.43 there, but around 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of rain for most locations. And in Jersey, the Jersey Shore, maybe a little bit less, but everybody got around that amount. So, Central Jersey seems like it got a little more, close to over an inch there. But, a decent amount of rain from this. Let's look at the Islip climatological report for today. Actually, we have an Islip record report today. So, a record daily high minimum temperature at Islip. So, the low so far was only 56 degrees today at Islip MacArthur Airport. This would break the old record high minimum of 53. So it was a very the cold front may lower it below 53 by midnight, so It was very warm last night. That's why they had to put that record report up there. New York City probably also had that record report as well. The low temperature was only 55 degrees, and that would tie their minimum. Let's look at the full isolate climate report right now. So high of 59, that's 9 degrees above normal. The low of 56, a whopping 21 degrees above normal. Puts us an average for the day of 58. This was, again, the report at 4 p.m. Temperatures could drop below that by the time we get to midnight. We'll have to see how fast temperatures drop behind this cold front. But our average of 58 was 16 degrees above normal for the day. Month to date, we've now seen 2.14 inches of rain, still about 3/4 of an inch below the normal of 2.88. So a little bit better with the rainfall amounts that we've seen. Now, the other story today was the fog, which I wasn't expecting. Luckily, there wasn't sucky drizzle, but there was some pretty dense fog, and this is what the fog looked like, especially this evening. Visibilities were down below a 1/4 mile at times. You can see pretty dense fog here that I just took some pictures of. Like some visibility under 1/4 mile about, and then we had the rain, obviously, and obviously Rockville Center, great drainage, no problems there. You can see there, no pools of standing water, and it was doing pretty well tonight. But meanwhile, I walked from Roosevelt Field after the second batch of rain stopped, and I had to deal with stuff like this. These big puddles, no drainage here whatsoever here in the middle of the island once again. And I'm going to actually be doing a video about this, a more elaborate video about the situation here with the drainage in the middle of the island, because we're going to look at this because obviously the middle of the island is just being completely forgotten, and we're going to see more heavy rain events. And honestly, I think flooding is going to be a big problem, and that'll be everybody talks about the South Shore, but we're just completely forgotten here in the middle of the island. So go over the power outage situation here. The storms, I don't think they caused too many power outages. Let's see. Not Pennsylvania. I wanted to see New Jersey. No, not Pennsylvania. Not Pennsylvania. All right, we're having problems. Let's try this again. I just wanted to see if those storms caused any power outages in Jersey. Not really a whole lot. Okay, so let's go back to the observations. You'll see there's a small craft advisory in effect here because the winds will be picking up. I don't think we had any really strong winds with that front. Let's see. Nah, not really. I mean, it was bowing a little bit, that line. I don't really see any crazy wind gusts with it. That line looked more impressive on the radar than it actually turned out to be. But it looked like it did produce a pretty good downpour, at least. So the other story, obviously, again, the fog. So just go over to iSlip and show you this. Let's see if they still have the fog. Looks like the visibility has improved. Yeah, they'll probably drop below that record minimum. But you can see here, yeah, 0.13. Visibilities were very low throughout the day with the fog. There was even a little bit of, mist, a.k.a. sucky drizzle at times. Luckily, we didn't get any of that, but some parts of Long Island did, particularly further out east, I guess. So looking at the weather map, these cold fronts coming through, and it's going to bring in much colder, drier air. Got that big low over there. Just pull up the satellite again and give you the CONUS view here. So you see there's that big low, that big storm there that brought the snow up to the Great Lakes, that area, and we have high pressure building in. But the question, of course, is, will it be clear? We see a bunch of clouds again over here, so let's just take a look at this and show you how the weekend will be. The good news is we won't have to deal with any rain until probably Sunday. So looking at the European here, you see here there is that low, and you see that there's a pressure gradient for tomorrow. So things will be breezy, not wind advisory breezy, but it could be a problem for the Thanksgiving Day parade. And those winds even tighten up. I think that pressure gradient even tightens up even more on Friday, it looks like. So the wind on Friday may actually wind up being worse. And then that high finally crests over us on Saturday. Maybe that's a day we could see mostly sunny skies before the next system arrives, and that would be Sunday, later Sunday. and that could bring some rain into the picture for Sunday with this cold front that's going to be coming on through. With the next high pressure system that will build in after that as we get into December. Right on cue as we enter next week. And we'll talk more about December on Sunday's weather video. So, just going over the European here, and obviously you get the general idea. So let's go to the HRRR here and look at our HRRR here as we go into, and you can see just how tight that pressure gradient. Of course, there's going to be plenty of lake effect stuff going on. And then Friday, can't even rule out a possible flurry perhaps. The really tight pressure gradient you see there on that HRRR. So looking at our dew points and wind flow, dew points start dropping tonight pretty rapidly. I think once we get to 11 o'clock, the drier air will start moving into most of the area. The dew points drop, and those winds pick up from the west. Dew points drop into the 20s. Again, you can see the core of that dry air going off to the south again. And then as we get into Friday, that pressure gradient tightens even more. Dew points drop a little more, which means colder air will be moving into the picture as we get into your Friday. So looking at our air temperatures, they drop tonight. By morning, we are in the mid-30s. And tomorrow, all we're going to see is the mid-40s, much colder than today. And then with the wind, obviously, there won't be any radiational cooling. The temperatures should still drop to around 30 degrees Thursday night into Friday. And then Friday, it's going to be struggling to get to the low 40s. It's going to be quite chilly. But unfortunately, there will probably be a lot of cloud cover. We'll take a look at the sounding here, and probably be a lot of that usual stratocumulus. Yep, you can see that right there. So, unfortunately, probably won't be a clear day. We'll see if I can put it further south over Jersey. It's even worse there. So, probably won't be a clear day. Probably more clouds than sun again, even though they say mostly sunny. We all know how it turns out. And that same deal for tomorrow, too, as well. We'll look at the sounding as well, and you can see, actually, there's moisture aloft as well as at the surface. So, yeah, unfortunately, we'll probably have a good deal of clouds around again for this. Let's go to the European model, and I'll show you what we're going to be, what happens as we get into the weekend here. So, see here, winds are still pretty. I don't think we're going to see any radiational cooling even Friday night to Saturday. I still see a good amount of wind there. Winds become a little more northwesterly on Saturday. That's the core of the dry air moving over us. And then high clouds increase, and the wind shift to the south as we get into Sunday. And that, you can see that moisture coming there. That's going to help produce the rain for Sunday night. So that, again, would be our chance for our next chance for wet weather. And Saturday will be pretty chilly as well. So just going over the temperatures here. Again, Friday night to Saturday, lows again around 30. And then Saturday, again, struggling to reach the low 40s. And then the temperatures kind of don't drop as much as we get as those clouds roll in. And then Sunday, we see that warmth with that warm air and that cold front that's going to come through. That will generate some more rainfall for Sunday. And as far as how much rainfall we would see from that far out, could be as much as a half an inch perhaps. It's got some areas of half an inch, so this will have to be watched again of the rainfall for, again, it would be later Sunday. Hard to get the timing down at this time, but figure I would say, let's see, any time. Yeah, it could roll in the afternoon, and again, we could have another situation where it's going to be rainy all through the day into the evening, which is going to suck if that turns out to happen again. So let's look at the sky models now, the RGM. The RGM actually goes almost a little far out, not quite far enough out for that range yet. So here's the RGM. The RGM is a different opinion on the clouds. It's got less clouds for tomorrow, just a few, and more sunshine. But I'm not sure if I'm buying that. It did that the last time. And then for Friday, it's again showing clouds mainly to the north, maybe scraping Long Island, less to the south. This is what the RGM is showing. Then Saturday, we have sunshine, and then we'll have to watch, hopefully, the high clouds wait until later in the afternoon to come through. That's one model, but that's one model. Let's go to the NAM next here. Here's the NAM for tomorrow. And see, the NAM is a lot more with the clouds. So there'll be intervals of clouds and sun, passing high and mid-level clouds as well. Friday, less of that. Now, the NAM seems to show Friday being mostly sunny. But again, this could be off. This could be underestimating the amount of lake effect that we could see. If we go to the GFS, so GFS again showing Friday to be mostly sunny. That would be nice, but again the HRRR is not showing that. Saturday is probably the best day you're going to have mostly sunny skies, I think. And I'm also going to show you the windy.com as well, because we got to go over the winds as well. So that'll be our next thing. So we got to go over the winds next, and we will go and to our wind gusts, and we go into tomorrow, and you'll see those winds pick up. Not wind advisory criteria, but winds could gust as high as 35 miles an hour, which could be a problem for the balloons at the Thanksgiving Day parade. May have to fly them a little lower than usual. The winds drop off a little bit at night, but they're still with us. And then Friday, the winds are even stronger. And we're going to have winds gusting possibly up toward close to 40 miles an hour, perhaps. Still not wind advisory, just shy of it. But it'll be Friday's going to definitely be the windier of the 2 days and more blustery feeling, especially when you combine it with those temperatures as well. And then Saturday we'll see less wind, so winds won't be too bad. Now we'll go over the skies as far as the cloud model goes on this one. So we'll show you this one here, and you can see here this is tomorrow. We're starting off with sun, but then as we move into the afternoon, we do see clouds kind of move in. I mean, there'll be sun, but there'll be clouds mixing in with the sun, and then clearing at night. And then for Friday, 8 a.m. shows it mostly clear, but by 1 p.m. we do have a lot of probably pop-up cumulus again that will develop on Friday. And then as we get to Saturday, that's our best-looking day. I just see the sky cover looks pretty very little, so that'll probably be the day it's going to have the most amount of sunshine and the least amount of wind. So the nicest day to be outside will probably be Saturday. So that will wrap up this Thanksgiving weekend weather outlook for Long Island, and have a happy Thanksgiving. We'll be back here talking about what December brings Sunday night. Take it easy.